19 Charlie, is the Army making good decisions or are they just undoing bad ones? Let's talk about it. So it's officially official. The Army is 100% moving forward with making the MOS of 19 Charlie or Bradley Fighting Vehicle Crewman a thing. This is hella significant for a number of reasons, but mainly because we already proved this concept worked in the past with the now long dead MOS of 11 Mike. You see, the thing is, prior to October 2001, there were 4 separate 11 series MOSs for soldiers E1 to E7 to choose from. This included 11 Bravo, 11 Charlie, 11 Mike, and 11 Hotel. The role of an 11 Mike was to fill mechanized infantry formations, while 11 Hotels served in anti-armor and heavy weapons roles. After October 2001, 11 Mikes and 11 Hotels were all rolled into the 11 Bravo MOS. The idea was that an 11 Bravo MOS could cover all those skill sets and create a more versatile infantryman capable of filling any infantry role with the exception of the mortarman. I guess that 11 Charlie was a bridge too far. Yep, 11 Bravos. You can have machine guns, you can have Bradleys, you can have anti-armor, but you want mortars too? No, that's where we draw the line. You're getting ridiculous right now.
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
So here's the $4.35 million question. Did this idea work? Well, considering they're bringing back 11 Mike and just rebranding it to 19 Charlie, I'd say the answer is pretty obvious. Turns out if you take a soldier that knows nothing but infantry, shove him in a 30-ton, $4.35 million armored killing machine, and expect him to be good at Bradley and infantry stuff, well, he's not going to be very good at either.
This is ridiculous, man.
Common sense ain't so common, I guess. Now, fortunately for all grunts involved, someone up top needed to fast track a promotion, so here we are with the new 19 Charlie Bradley crew member MOS, which in my opinion is a much needed and welcome change to the force. It seems like the powers that be finally got the memo that there is a lot more to shooting a Bradley than simply waking up and choosing violence.
Did that go really good or really bad?
Because the thing about the Bradley is that it's always had a bit of an identity crisis. I mean, it's way bigger than a typical armored personnel carrier, doesn't have the armor of a typical tank, but was designed to carry troops and fight tanks while not being the best at either. And knowing all that, it was then decided that the best course of action was to take a full-time infantryman, make them a part-time Bradley crew, and somehow still expect them to operate and maintain this thing at a level equivalent to what a dedicated crew would normally do.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yep, doesn't make sense to me either. Keep in mind that this terrible operational readiness strategy doesn't just affect the infantry. The Bradley maintains its GOAT status not just in the grunt world, but also with combat engineers, fire support specialists, and Cav scouts. All of these trained freedom forces have to balance Bradley gunning and doing the job they actually signed up to do. But hey, they gave us 19 Charlie, so that's progress. It only took 23 years to right the wrong of removing 11 Charlie from the formation, but hey, progress is still progress. So what exactly will 19 Charlie learn and be capable of doing? Well, basically the same we've been trying to accomplish since the dawn of armor. Shoot, move, and communicate. Oh, and also maintenance.
Gotcha, bitch!
This is the military we're talking about. Of course there's going to be maintenance involved. Now, I personally think 19 Charlie is a fantastic idea, but if I had to sum up why into one sentence, it'd be this. 19 Charlie soldiers actually want to be in a Bradley. Maybe that went over a few of y'all's heads, so I'll elaborate. You see, even though the Bradley is an awesome piece of equipment, no one actually wants to do that job. Because as it currently stands, being in a Bradley crew is always an additional duty and not a primary job. So when you're put on a Bradley crew, you're basically being voluntold to not only do your current job, but also have to take on the ass pain of maintaining, learning to operate, and shoot this 30-ton piece of armor. So yeah, there's really not much incentive to volunteer to be on a Bradley crew. But you gotta man those Bradleys, so leaders have to force soldiers into that job, whether they want it or not. Now, the solution to this problem is pretty damn simple. Stop forcing soldiers to bounce between jobs.
Mine.
Let them train and get good at something for a change, and with 19 Charlie, well, we might finally get that. Now with 19 Charlie, you're not only getting a volunteer force of Bradley operators, but you're also building up a culture similar to tankers. Death before dismount. Hell yeah, because as far as armored freedom spreaders are concerned, truly the best defense is even more offense. Because as I mentioned in my previous video, the Bradley is certifiably clinically insane. And despite what the naysayers would have you believe, it in fact does not suck. It's capable of shredding armor with depleted uranium rounds and can even take out helicopters with high explosive ammo. And in the event that the tank feels like making a snack out of a Bradley, well, they're for sure going to go to bed hungry, because the Bradley carries up to 7 tank killing tow missiles capable of taking out a tank over 2 miles away. I don't even have a joke or a punchline for that one, because it's just straight up not good for your health to be on the receiving end of a nicotine and caffeine powered tow operator. What I'm trying to say is that with the amount of heat this thing is packing, a well-trained crew is capable of racking up a kill streak so absurd that command will have you in that AAR like,
"You're looking at 4 counts of murder."
I didn't murder anybody, Sheriff.
You're telling me you didn't do it?
They died from terminal stupidity.
Now, there are a huge number of political talking points the Army has put out for the creation of the 19 Charlie MOS. But I can't help but to wonder if the war in Ukraine had anything to do with it as well. Because in case you've been living under a rock, the Ukrainians have been absolutely m***ing up the Russians with their Bradleys. Everyone's always got something to say about how the Bradley can't go toe-to-toe with a modern tank. Well, I guess the Ukrainians didn't get that memo. It didn't take long for them to say to themselves, yeah, but here's the thing. Even if I can't destroy it, at least I can shoot at it for long enough to make it stop doing what it was doing. If you can't tell by now, I think this is a damn good idea. Having a Bradley-specific MOS not only standardizes training, but also allows soldiers and leaders to put heavy emphasis on what really matters. Now, this isn't going to be an overnight transition. They're going to have to shut down and stand up different schools and fill new slots, and overall, this can only be a good thing. At least now you won't have any soldiers who are constantly trying to cheat their way through a gunnery skill test or don't know what GMD is. You know, now that I've said that, I'm hearing myself say that out loud, that's ridiculous. I'm being way too optimistic about that.
This is ridiculous, man.
Well, that's it for today, guys. Be sure to check out my previous video about the Bradley fighting vehicle, CT6 out.